we take you to surprising sources of fake news stories, which spread faster than real ones during the months leading up to the election. The old maxim says a lie has no legs. But on social media, a lie can often have wings, with the help of users eager to share articles confirming their political views. So just how damaging are these salacious stories, and what's behind them? We track down the truth behind the lies. What was your reaction when you woke up and you saw a bucket of losers trending?
I freaked out.
It would have been the scoop of a lifetime. A secret transcript of a Hillary Clinton speech made inside a Goldman Sachs boardroom.
She calls Sanders voters or whatever a bucket of losers, which was a play on the basket of deplorables.
The story quickly went viral, even got picked up on Fox News.
Bucket of losers, she refers to.
And she also called Sanders' supporters a bucket of losers.
The bucket of losers document, it's weird looking. It's really strange looking.
Strange looking because the whole thing was totally made up by this man, Marco Ciccone.
My hands were shaking. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was thinking that had gone way too far.
That was apparently a doctored quote and not real, and we apologize for that error.
His site, realtruenews.org, yet another example of fake news making real news headlines. In one of the most contentious elections in modern history, sensationalized and at times flat-out fake news amplifying partisan rancor across the country.
Pope Francis shocks the world, endorses Donald Trump for president. Fake. There's this. FBI agent suspected in Hillary emails leak found dead of apparent murder-suicide from the Denver Guardian. The problem is there is no such thing as the Denver Guardian.
While established media outlets are brands built on accuracy, rogue websites, some masquerading as legitimate, are reporting misinformation, and it's spreading like wildfire online. President Obama urged common sense.
If we can't discriminate between serious arguments and propaganda, then we have problems.
BuzzFeed's Craig Silverman was one of the first to recognize those problems and has been tracking fake news on the internet for years.
When you track the growth of these websites, when did it sort of go big?
This year, 2016, it's incomparable to the other years I've looked at. One of the big factors that you can't ignore is Donald Trump. He generated a huge amount of online excitement, a lot of engagement on Facebook.
BuzzFeed uncovered an unlikely breeding ground for some of the fake news sites.
More than 100 websites in one small town in central Macedonia.
That's right, Macedonia, in particular, Veles, a tiny, economically depressed city of 45,000. Think of it as the Rust Belt of the former Yugoslav Republic.
You know, this is a town that used to have an industrial economy. That has gone away, and there's a lot of young people there. It's a way for them to earn some extra money and also a way for them to find something to do.
So we decided to go to Macedonia to see for ourselves. Some of the website's creators are speaking out in shadow for the first time on television.
People found politics as a great field by accident.
I had like 7.5 million views on one of my articles.
There is no protection from news. Like, they'll find a way to spread.
Most are not political. Their only allegiance is to making money. Each click of an ad on their site means cash in their pocket.
Basically, through all this work that I put in the past 3 months, I made my parents' whole life salary.
At first, they blogged about cars, liberal politics. They say none of it got traction online until they struck internet gold.
When you write about Trump, the whole people are trying to read something that Hillary make like some bad things, like email scandal with WikiLeaks. We start writing and people start opening the post and read about it, and start resharing.
People from the States are watching your website, clicking on the banners, and you're making the money. It was like overnight.
Is it overstating it to say that all this fake news and the echo chamber that supported it had an impact on the election?
I think it's impossible to know what the impact is of this stuff, but there's no question that when, for example, we looked at the top 20 fake news stories about the election and compared them to the top 20 election stories from 19 major media outlets, the fake news ones got more engagement on Facebook.
2 days after Trump's victory, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg dismissed the notion that the social network had an impact.
The idea that fake news influenced the election in any way, I think, is a pretty crazy idea.
But a recent Pew poll found that 62% of American adults get news on social media, with Facebook leading the pack by far, nearly 2/3 of its users getting news from the site. It's a fact these young entrepreneurs were banking on.
See how many people are opening the post, like 6 people, 3 people in the minute. Facebook social traffic, like 90% of the traffic is from Facebook.
Facebook is what drives the traffic that helps them make money.
The guys in Macedonia are quick to argue that their sites are not fake news.
First, I don't agree that the sites are fake. Maybe some of them have fake stories, but not all of them.
But some go further.
You only copy-paste from mainstream media.
Yeah. But I'm changing everything inside.
You need to have a good headline for your story to be successful.
Is this the headline that you made yourself?
Yeah, this one
Can
was.
you show us the headline? Which one is it?
Boom. Rush reveals Michelle prevent pass after she dumps on Trump. This is the headline.
And what was the original headline?
Rush reveals Michelle passed.
But those sites they're lifting from, not exactly Pulitzer Prize winning.
This is the site that we take the most post followers.
Western journalism?
Yes. Conservative Tribute. And this is the Federal Papers.
It's really easy to just make something up. And so the amount of effort actually to create something that gets a huge amount of attention on Facebook and can earn thousands and thousands of dollars is minimal.
But after scoffing at the notion that fake news on Facebook had an impact, Zuckerberg now seems to recognize there might be a problem, writing, "The bottom line is we take misinformation seriously. We take this responsibility seriously. We've made significant progress, but there is more work to be done."
Facebook is the platform where this stuff is taking off and going viral. And if Facebook simply walks away and washes its hands of the whole thing, it's only going to get worse.
But the biggest game changer could lie in eliminating the profit motive.
Basically, I have my bank account connected to my Google AdSense account, and the payments are sent to my bank account. So in a way, we are working for Google.
One of the guys we talked to said that Google would take 70%, he would get 30%.
Google is making money off of fake news because Google has a huge ad network called AdSense that within a few minutes you can put AdSense ads on basically any website. Google is really the 800-pound gorilla when it comes to online advertising.
In a statement to ABC News, Google telling us that as of early last week, they now prohibit Google ads from being placed on misrepresentative content, adding, "Moving forward, we will restrict ad serving on pages that misrepresent, misstate, or conceal information." While many of those sites were a sweet spot for cash, Marco Ciccone says for him, it was never about money.
The number of hits we got, I think, in terms of advertising, I made about $200 on the site.
What were you thinking when you posted some of these articles?
The only way that I could think of to have the conversation with these people was to say, if you've got a piece of crazy fake news, look, I've got one too. And it's even crazier. It's absurd.
Absurd pieces like Dr. Ben Carson's call for a grain reserve under the Washington Monument, or Obama ordering ISIS to take out Trump. All, of course, false.
Why put what could potentially be misconstrued as true out there? Because a lot of people would say you poisoned the well.
Yeah, they might say that. First off, this is a parody of fake news. There's real fake news. There's abc.co that looks like ABC's page, is designed to look real. Nothing on Real True News was designed to look real.
And yet people ate it up,
well, people
as
did.
if it were true.
So this is a site meant to fool people to look like ABC News. It's run by a guy in Arizona named Paul Horner, who considers himself, I think, kind of a hoax artist. The crazy thing about this particular site is one of Donald Trump's kids and his campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, had both shared at least one story from this fake site during the campaign.
Ciccone showed me some of his stories online.
This is an entirely made-up conversation, and it's meant to be funny. The byline here is Max Insider.
Separating fact from fiction is not easy when mistrust of mainstream media is at an all-time high.
When the president-elect will say that the only reason Hillary Clinton has won the popular vote is because of millions of people voting illegally, which is completely not true, I think that gives license to folks to really be loose with the truth and for people to make things up.
And when our social media feed designed to mirror our own opinions, only confirming our biases.
So when you give a customer what they want,
They end up drowning in exactly what they want and to the exclusion of anything else.